On my birthday, my husband's sister interrupted my cake cutting and said, "You don't deserve to be the center of attention." My husband shrugged, "She just likes to joke around." I smiled and said, "Then she'll love my joke too." Moments later, her face went white as she realized what I had done. I, 34 female, have been married to my husband Ryan, 36 male, for 8 years. We live in Chicago, and for a long time, I thought we had a good marriage. It wasn't perfect, but whose is? I loved him and believed he loved me. But there was always one problem: his sister Olivia, 38F. Olivia has always been the type of person who thinks the world revolves around her. If you have good news, she has better news. If you get something nice, she suddenly needs the exact same thing but bigger. If you accomplish something, she finds a way to downplay it. At first, I didn't think much of it, annoying, sure, but not worth making a fuss over. Over the years, it got worse. She made our wedding about her by announcing her engagement at our reception. That relationship lasted 4 months. When I got promoted, she interrupted the celebration dinner to announce she was thinking about going back to school. She never did. Every time I brought it up to Ryan, he brushed it off. "She just likes to joke around. That's just Olivia. It's not that big of a deal." Well, it became a very big deal. Last month was my birthday, a small dinner party at our house with friends and family. I had a rough year at work and Ryan suggested we keep it low-key. I thought it was sweet and was genuinely excited. Everything was perfect: the food, the music, the people. I was actually happy. But Olivia was too quiet. I should have known she was planning something. Right as I picked up the knife to cut my birthday cake, Olivia clinked her glass. "Before we do this," she said, standing up, "I just have to say something." I put the knife down. Everyone turned to her. She smiled. "I just think it's so cute that we're all here making a big deal out of this. I mean, come on, 34? That's hardly an achievement." People laughed awkwardly. Then she smirked and said, "But you know what is an achievement? Creating life. And guess what? I'm pregnant." The room erupted in gasps and congratulations. I stood there frozen, cake knife still in my hand. Ryan shrugged. "She just likes to joke around," he muttered, and that was it. My birthday, my one night, was completely gone. Olivia soaked up all the attention, hand on her stomach, fake modesty all over her face. I should have been angry, and I was, but more than that. I smiled because Olivia had no idea what was coming. 3 weeks before my birthday, I found something. Ryan left his laptop open one night while he was in the shower. I wasn't snooping, really, I wasn't, but an email popped up with a subject line: "Deposit confirmed." It was from his bank, a transfer of $2,500 to Olivia. I stared at it. Why was Ryan sending that kind of money to his sister? Something felt off. So I did what any person with half a brain would do. I went looking. And what I found made me sick: bank statements showing dozens of transfers from Ryan to Olivia over the past year, thousands of dollars going to her account every single month, texts between them that made my stomach turn. Olivia, what if she finds out? Ryan, we can just tell her the baby is someone else's. Olivia, she won't. Just keep quiet. The reality hit me like a brick wall. Olivia wasn't just attention-seeking, she was sleeping with my husband and pregnant with his baby. I didn't cry, not at first. I just sat there, hands shaking, heart racing. Then I got up, grabbed my purse, and left. After an hour of wandering the streets, I made a decision. I wasn't going to yell or cry. I was going to make them regret this for the rest of their lives. So I hired a private investigator. Within days, I had everything: photos, messages, receipts, Olivia and Ryan sneaking into a hotel, credit card transactions for dinner dates and gifts, even a weekend trip. I printed everything into a nice little folder, and waited for my birthday, for Olivia to do what she always did: steal the moment, and she did. Standing in front of me basking in attention with no idea her whole life was about to fall apart, I picked up my wine glass and smiled. "Wow. A baby. That's amazing news, Olivia. And it's even crazier considering the father is already married." Silence fell. Olivia's smile dropped. Ryan turned pale. Someone whispered, "What?" Calmly, I pulled out my phone and tapped the screen. The room exploded. Olivia gasped. Ryan stammered. His mother nearly fainted. I stood there calm because for the first time in years, I had stolen something from Olivia, her entire world. For a few seconds nobody moved or spoke, the room frozen in shock, all eyes bouncing between me, Ryan, and Olivia. Ryan let out a weird choking sound like he wanted to speak but couldn't catch up. Olivia stood there like a cornered animal. Then chaos erupted. Ryan screamed, "What are you talking about?" Olivia yelled, "You're lying. You're crazy." Unfazed, I took another sip of wine, pulled out the folder, and tossed it onto the table like a royal flush. "If I'm lying, you won't mind everyone taking a look." Guests leaned in curiously. My best friend Rachel grabbed the folder, flipped it open, and gasped, "Oh my God." Ryan lunged forward trying to grab it, but Rachel yanked it away. "Sit down," she hissed, and shockingly he listened. She started reading aloud: the hotel receipts, the bank transfers, the texts. The room shifted from murmurs to utter horror. Ryan's mom snatched her hand off Olivia's shoulder like she'd touched something rotten. "Tell me this isn't true," she whispered, but Olivia couldn't speak. Ryan turned to me instead. Ryan, the coward that he was, turned to me instead. "Why would you do this?" He snapped, like I was the villain. I laughed, actually laughed. "Oh, I'm sorry, Ryan. Was I supposed to just sit back and let you keep screwing your own sister?" More gasps. Someone dropped a glass. Ryan turned red. "Lower your voice," he hissed. Olivia finally spoke, her voice high and shaky. It's not like that, she stammered. I raised an eyebrow. Oh? Then what's it like, Olivia? Her hands curled into fists. You don't understand. Ryan and I, she stopped herself, realizing she'd already said too much. The room was silent, everyone waiting for her to dig herself deeper. Then she ran, bolting out of the room, shoving past people, nearly tripping over a chair in her rush to escape. Ryan hesitated for half a second before running after her. And just like that, they were gone. I turned back to the guests. So, cake anyone? A few nervous laughs. Rachel clapped me on the back, and then Ryan's mom burst into tears. Ryan's mother Linda, yes, the same one who used to worship the ground he walked on, was devastated. She sank into a chair, her face in her hands. Oh my God. Oh my God. Rachel rubbed her back awkwardly. Do you need water? Or maybe a therapist? Meanwhile, Ryan's dad Richard, who had been quiet the whole time, stood up, grabbed his coat, and muttered, I'm going to kill him. And he meant it. He stomped toward the door like a man on a mission. Linda jumped up. Richard. Stop. He didn't stop, neither did I. I followed him out the door just in time to see Ryan and Olivia arguing in the driveway. And let me tell you, Olivia had completely dropped the innocent act. You idiot. She screeched. How the hell did you let her find out? Ryan ran his hands through his hair, pacing like a madman. I don't know. She must have been snooping. That was it for me. Oh, you think I was snooping? I snapped, stepping forward. You left your damn laptop open. They both whipped around, Ryan pale, Olivia's nostrils flared, and Richard? Richard didn't say a word, he just socked Ryan in the face. Ryan hit the ground, blood everywhere, a broken nose, probably a concussion. It was beautiful. After that punch, things escalated fast. Olivia screamed, Ryan groaned, clutching his face, and the neighbors must have called the cops because 10 minutes later 2 squad cars pulled up. An officer stepped out. What's going on here? Ryan, still on the ground, groaned, my dad hit me. Richard shrugged, yep. The officer blinked, why? I stepped in, because my husband was sleeping with his own sister. The disgust on the officer's face was priceless. Jesus Christ, he muttered. At this point Olivia had started crying, fake whiny attention-seeking crocodile tears. It's not what it looks like. She wailed. One of the cops sighed, rubbing his forehead, ma'am. I don't even know what the hell this looks like. Ryan, bleeding all over his shirt, croaked out, just get me out of here. The cops took one look at him, then at Richard, and sighed, sir, we're going to have to take you in for assault. Richard didn't even argue. He just nodded. Before they could cuff him, Linda ran outside hysterical, please no. Don't arrest him. Please. She was sobbing so hard she could barely stand. Rachel had to hold her up. One of the cops, clearly not wanting to deal with this mess, sighed, look, if he doesn't press charges we can let this slide. Ryan, still lying on the ground, muttered, I just want to go home. The cop turned to Richard, you good with that? Richard scoffed, I've already wasted a punch on this piece of, I'm not wasting any more energy. And that was it. The cops left, Ryan and Olivia crawled into Ryan's car and drove off, and I walked back inside, picked up my cake knife, and cut myself the biggest damn slice of cake because, the best part? This wasn't over, not even close. The night should have ended there. I should have gone to bed satisfied knowing I had burned their little secret to the ground, but as I sat there eating my cake while the party fizzled out I had this nagging feeling in the pit of my stomach, something wasn't right. Ryan and Olivia had left too quietly, no shouting, no last-ditch attempt to spin the story, no desperate excuses, just a quick getaway that didn't sit well with me. Ryan never just walked away, he always had to have the last word, the final punch, the upper hand, and Olivia? She was a professional victim. Yet instead of a full-blown meltdown she had just slithered into Ryan's car and disappeared. I knew they weren't done, and I was right. I woke up to 50 missed calls and a dozen unread texts. At first I thought it was just fallout from the party, maybe Ryan's family had more to say, or maybe one of my friends wanted to rehash everything over coffee. Then I saw the name on my screen, my boss. And the message underneath made my blood run cold, call me ASAP, we need to talk. I bolted upright, my heart pounding, I dialed immediately. Hey. What's going on? His voice was stiff, cold, we received an email about you this morning. Multiple emails actually. My stomach dropped, what do you mean? Someone sent HR a package, screenshots, photos, accusations. He hesitated, it's serious. I felt like I was drowning. What kind of accusations? Sexual harassment, embezzlement, workplace bullying, they even attached a supposed testimony from a former coworker. I nearly dropped the phone, what? That's insane. I know, he sighed, but corporate takes this stuff seriously, you're on administrative leave while we investigate. I couldn't breathe, my hands were shaking so hard I almost dropped the phone. Who the hell would? And then it hit me. Olivia. Of course it was Olivia, that conniving desperate evil little, I clenched my jaw so hard it hurt. This wasn't just revenge, this was war. I spent the next few hours in full damage control mode, I called HR, I called my lawyer, I even reached out to some coworkers to see if anyone had heard rumors. The testimony? Fake. The coworker they supposedly got it from? Had never written it. The embezzlement claims? Baseless. But, the email was anonymous, and since HR had to follow procedure, I was still stuck in limbo. And Olivia knew that. She wasn't trying to win, she was trying to make me suffer. Well, two could play that game. That same afternoon, I got a call from an unknown number. I almost ignored it, but something told me to pick up. Hello? Silence. Then a hesitant voice, is this my name? Yes. Who is this? More silence. Then, my name is Melanie. I think we need to talk. It's about Olivia and Ryan. I went completely still. What about them? A deep breath on the other end. Then, I'm Olivia's former best friend, and I know everything. I met Melanie that evening at a coffee shop. She was in her late 30s, blonde, with tired eyes and an expression that screamed I've been through some sh. She wasted no time. Olivia is a snake, she said bluntly, and I know what she did to you, but trust me. She's done worse. Olivia is a snake, she said bluntly, and I know what she did to you, but trust me, she's done worse. I leaned in. Tell me everything. And oh, she did. Apparently, Olivia had a history of destroying people's lives. She once got a former friend fired by planting drugs in her car and anonymously tipping off the police. Charges were eventually dropped, but the friend lost her job. She faked a stalker and blamed an ex who dumped her, ruining his reputation. She even tried to blackmail her own mother for money. But the real bombshell? Olivia has done this exact same thing before. What do you mean? I asked, my skin crawling. Melanie hesitated, then pulled out her phone and scrolled through her messages. 3 years ago, Olivia had an affair with another married man. When his wife found out, Olivia tried to ruin her by making up fake accusations, just like she's doing to you. My stomach turned. What happened to the wife? Melanie sighed. She lost everything, her job, her reputation. She moved out of state. Olivia won. I felt physically sick. Why are you telling me this? Melanie met my eyes. Because Olivia finally screwed me over too, and I want her to burn. By the time I got home, my brain was on fire. This wasn't just about me anymore. Olivia was a career psychopath, and if I didn't stop her, she'd do this to someone else. So I did what any rational person would do. I called the pie again. I need you to find everything you can on Olivia, I told him. Every dirty secret, every past scam, every skeleton in her closet. He chuckled, you got it. Then I made another call to Richard, Ryan's father, the man who had already punched his own son in the face. Richard, I said, my voice calm and steady, how would you like to help me destroy Olivia and Ryan? Silence, then the most satisfying words I'd ever heard, tell me what to do. After my call with Richard, things moved fast. The pie worked quickly. Within days, he had everything, evidence of Olivia's past scams, people she'd wronged, even legal records I didn't know existed. Turns out Olivia had been sued twice before for defamation. She settled both cases out of court, but it was clear she had a pattern of destruction. Meanwhile, Melanie came through with something even bigger. She contacted Olivia's ex-best friend, the one Olivia framed for drug possession, and convinced her to talk. When I heard the full story, I knew exactly what to do. It was time to end this. I planned everything down to the last detail. Richard pulled strings to convince Linda, Ryan, and Olivia's mom to host a family intervention at their house, framing it as a way to fix things and talk it out. Olivia and Ryan agreed to come, oblivious to what awaited them. The night of the confrontation, tension was thick. Ryan and Olivia walked in together, acting innocent. Olivia wore her usual smug expression, like she could talk her way out of anything. She had no idea she was walking into her own execution. Richard sat stiff and angry at the head of the table. Linda looked drained, eyes red from crying. Rachel and Melanie flanked me, ready to back me up. Across from us, Olivia and Ryan. The storm was about to hit. Richard started, we need to talk about what you two have done. Ryan sighed, Dad, come on, this is ridiculous. Olivia crossed her arms. Are we really doing this? What do you people want from me? I leaned forward. We want the truth, Olivia. She scoffed, you already know the truth, Ryan and I are together. Get over it. I smiled. Oh, Olivia, I wasn't talking about this truth. Then I pulled out a stack of documents and slammed them on the table. This, I said, flipping through them, is proof you've been framing people, destroying lives, ruining reputations for years. Now everyone here will hear the real story. Olivia's smugness cracked. What is this? This is, she snapped, voice shrill. I turned to Melanie. Tell them. Melanie took a deep breath, locking eyes with Olivia. You framed me for drug possession. Planted drugs in my car because I dated your ex. You wanted to ruin my life, Linda gasped. Olivia froze. Melanie continued, then there was Leah, you accused her of harassment at work. She lost everything because of you. Olivia's hands shook. That's not true. She screeched. I slammed down the final document, a police report Olivia had forgotten from when she was 18, falsely accusing a teacher of misconduct after a bad grade. Richard stood so fast his chair scraped the floor. You did what? Olivia's face paled. That's not, she turned to Ryan. Say something. Ryan's mouth hung open, eyes darting between the documents and Olivia. For the first time, fear flashed in his eyes. You did this? He whispered. Olivia's panic exploded. So what? She screamed. So what if I did? I survived. They deserved it. And there it was, the moment Olivia sealed her fate. Ryan stumbled back, face white. Oh my God. I believed you. He ran his hands through his hair, shaking. I ruined my life for you. Olivia's eyes widened. Ryan, no, you love me. We're in this together. Ryan stepped back. No. You used me. Used everyone. I threw away my marriage for you. Olivia lunged, grabbing his arms. Ryan, please, he shoved her off like poison. Stay away from me, he whispered, then turned to me. I'm so sorry. It should have made me feel better. It didn't. You don't get to be sorry, I said. He looked down, broken. I have nothing left. And I didn't feel bad, not one bit. The fallout was swift and brutal. Ryan's family disowned them both, Richard kicked him out, Linda cut contact. Olivia lost everything, victims filed lawsuits, turning her into a pariah. Ryan vanished, last heard in a cheap motel, unemployed and friendless. I got my job back, HR realized the accusations were fake and offered a promotion. As for me? I moved on, a solo trip to Italy, reconnected with lost friends, and never looked back.